You are not better than. Neither are we. But if we did go tit for tat, I mean, do y'all really want to start taking polls? Because if y'all want to do the who's got the best twerk and who can do the dit and do, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Let's take a poll on feminine, soft-spoken, waking up all natural with nothing but naturalness. Do y'all want to start taking polls on very specific things? Because this delusion it's holding you back.
It's about to get messy.
You think you're up, and you're not. I'm really frustrated that y'all made me have to do this. She's just gonna label me a racist. She's a racist. Why? Because she can speak the truth bluntly. So y'all don't like that. Y'all don't like that. Y'all need someone to. Your feelings. That's why you surround yourself with a lot of people that feel just like you, and y'all bump each other up, and y'all are all in this big crowd, and the whole world is looking at you right now like. You lose. And it's not because you're okay. It's because of how you're acting. It's based off your actions and your words and your behavior. I know these brothers been trying to tell y'all this for a long time. They've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen to them, right? Then they go tell the white tea girls and like, oh, they tell the brothers like they did. Let me look at you. Shit. Fuck. They didn't lie. No lies detected.
Yo, this is going.
Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Hey, man, you black women are cooked. I agree with everything this Edomite woman said, and she may be a Jake. You know, like when I was watching this video 2 days ago, I was actually going to go into it yesterday, but the spirit had me to go into something else. Basically, this woman, she was cooking. I mean, she straightforward. And you could tell she's been with Jakes. You could tell about the spirit on her and how she's, you could just tell when a white woman been with more than one or more Jakes, because they have a certain spirit on them, which kind of taints them a little bit, because I feel like if a Edomite chick deals with 2 or 3 or more Jakes, then she's like the new nigga woman, honestly speaking, because they start to stink, their attitude, they start to get ratchet. Because, men, they carry the vibration. They put that vibration on these women, predicate on how they're popping them. But overall, and she may just be a Jake, but overall, man, Keisha's a cook, because she said, look, I could do a poll survey, and I guarantee you we will win in every category. And I guarantee you, if they showed the white woman and a black woman and they put them neck and neck and they did a poll study about who's more subservient, submissive, who's more cooperative, who's more agreeable, who's more natural, who has the better diet, the better attitude. And I would say the Edomite woman will win 9 times out of 10, all right? And that's because statistics and stereotypes are, in fact, factual. Okay, stereotypes come from places of truth, even though some stereotypes can be overly saturated, or they can be, predominantly, they could be, how can I say it? They could be kind of out of the wall, but a lot of times they come from a place of truth, you see? And she basically stated, she said, well, look, when it comes to twerking and all that ratchet shit, y'all can have it. I mean, she gave y'all that. Comes to attitude, y'all can have it. She gave y'all that. One second. Salakia. Anyway, she gave y'all that. But when she mentioned about being cooperative, more fit, more cooperative, more agreeable, then they win hands down. Okay, because one thing about so-called white women, when they land with a Jake who they perceive to be a high value man, they treat them fairly well. They less to talk back. You know, they are on point. You know, they do whatever the hell Jake's saying. Yeah, you know, there's a catch-22 to everything because you can't trust the Sheetamite woman as far as you can throw her. But nonetheless, you'll rather deal with a Edomite woman on his side. Not saying that that's, you know, that's a requirement, but, you know, to take some hell off yourself, shit, hey, it would be wise to deal with the women of the other nations if you can. Okay, now that may not be every brother's ordeal, and we get it. You know, some brothers, they don't deal with the white women because, you know, some brothers just can't really vibe with them, etc. You know, and some brothers may deal with sisters, and that's cool too. If that's your thing, then deal with the sisters. It is what it is. Okay, because I mean, I will admit you got some decent sisters out there, maybe a handful of them, but majority of these black women, they just not right. Okay, they're haughty, they're proud, they have a false sense of pride, a false sense of arrogance. They feel like their so-called confidence, which emboldens them to be these overbearing people because their careers and all this other shit. Then they pride themselves on being the most educated, but in fact, you're not the most educated. You're the most enrolled, and you actually have the highest dropout rate. All right, just because you get hired under the statute of DEI, that's for tax incentive purposes. Okay, that's not to elevate you and to make it seem like you're just the cure that the world needs. Okay, because honestly speaking, Esau is ready to get you women out of the workforce in general. All right, but nonetheless, most black men or most men of color, they will agree that the so-called white woman is a better catch than the so-called black woman. All right, and that's just what it is, and I can agree with it. It is what it is. So, peep this. He says, I'm half Asian and white. My mom set an example to serve our dad his dinner plate every night because he worked all day. She was meek, never spoke a bad word about anyone. I was an observant kid, and I do the same thing with my husband, and we have a very happy marriage. A man wants to feel appreciated. Going to work every day and is a sign of respect. Exactly, because at the end of the day, men want respect, peace, and sex. Okay, those three things there, hey, the man, he'll stay with you forever. Okay, we don't care about how much money the woman make or don't make. We don't care about that. Okay, and to show you that Keisha is in competition with us, because for the simple fact, Keisha always throw a baseless accolade at us. Oh, well, I got a master's degree in psychology and this and this and that, and I make $150,000 a year, and I got my own house, and you got a 3-bedroom house, but no kids, and you got 2 dogs that can't protect you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, you're throwing these baseless statistics out like that. Ain't gonna move us. In fact, that's gonna make you more undesirable because shit, hey, you wanna be Jesus, take the wheel, go ahead and take the wheel and crash that bad boy. You know? So yeah, you women, you don't know how to cater to men. And she's on point. And the type of hate this woman gonna get, of course she's gonna get a lot of hate because the hyenas and the sister code girl, they all gonna come to her defense, to the defense of the black woman and say such and such and such and such. Talking about, well, most black men are married to black women in America. Okay, because for one thing, Jake settles. And even a black woman admitted this. She said that most black men will date a black woman because he's settling for her, because he has nothing else better he just don't have, he can't do no better. So most of these Jakes that you see with Keishas is because traditionally that's how they were brought up, especially if they were in the time of the boomers and they have older parents. You know, they was with the whole black family stay together, which is understandable. And then also tradition wise. And then again, you know, just a lot of Jakes are settling, man, for so-called black women. And you've done it to yourselves. It's not our fault, it's your fault. You chose that serpent juice and that serpent poison. That's on you. So you gotta eat those words. All right. So quick precept. And to prove that for all you ninjas out there like this clown Cesariak, they have a big problem with us saying you can deal with the other nations. Don't you realize that Israelites can be among other nations too? Okay, just because somebody have pale leper skin or chinky eyes and or a fat nose with some coiled black hair doesn't mean that they're actually a heathen. Okay, our people were scattered among the heathen, so our people are gonna come out looking like the other nations, man. You know? Like, I know a little Edomite chick, but in my spirit, she's a Jake. I know she's a Jake. I'm like, yeah, this ain't nothing but a nigga right here. Little Sicilian little thing, man. I'm like, yeah, she's a straight up Jake, you know. But this is the book of Genesis 6, And I'm going to start at verses 1, and it says here, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, and the sons of God, which is the Israelites, then before we were called Israelites, saw the daughters of men that they were fair, meaning the daughters of men, meaning the Edomite woman, the Moabite, the heathens, basically. It says, and they looked, and it says, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So these women belong to us anyway. Okay, the Israelite man can have his pick of any woman on the planet Earth. As long as he don't marry the heathen woman, he's all good. You know? Because at the end of the day, they all got the same shit. Okay, if their shit is working right, hey, it bleeds every month on time and stops and it brings forth bear children, and all do the same thing. Okay, you Jakes are so butthurt over the fact that GMS teach that you can deal with a heathen. Is like you dudes are you selling yourselves short, because the heathen would treat you right versus this black woman. Okay, like I always say, 2 curses don't make a blessing, my nigga. And you dealing with the black woman, that's 4 times the curses there. You got your curse and you got her 3 curses, man. Okay, with her baby daddy drama in her baggage. Keisha is and just American woman in general, they're basically walking trauma patients, man. They trauma dump. You see? And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive for man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days should be 120 years. And there were giants on the earth in those days. And after that, when the sons of the Most High came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which of old men of renown. Okay, and that's the point. So we actually dealt with women of the other nations. And that wasn't the reason why the Most High destroyed the earth, per se, but Jake started going over into their philosophies, man. Okay, now it doesn't say that here, but the scriptures say the things that are written for our time are written for our learning today. And also there's nothing new under the sun. So if we had a priesthood set up during the time of Adam, then what make you think that the idolatry wasn't running rampant in the planet Earth? Okay, the Lord told you why he destroyed the kingdoms, because of idolatry and wickedness, man. But we always deal with the women of the other nations. So it's okay to deal with an Edomite woman if you so choose.
Going to get the ladies out of control, because this woman is basically calling y'all out and saying that if you got something, then show it. Because basically what I've been seeing coming across my timeline, and this was the cherry on top when y'all sent this one into my email, but what I've been seeing on my timeline is basically white women saying and having conversations openly and saying, yo, y'all can't compare. You're not in the same space as us. You might be able to twerk, you might be able to do this, but your attitude is bad. You don't have any feminine qualities, and your men don't like you. So what you gonna do about it? Ain't nothing you can do except for try to call me racist. And then what?
Your friends and your aunties.
And she's cooking. That's absolutely right. Like, Jake don't like the black woman like that. And the funny part about it is Jake prefer to be with his sister, but, you know, they just don't give us no options, man. Now, Jake will pop the black woman, of course, you know, because I'll be lying to you and say that if a fine black woman was, you know, trying to deal whatever on some type of level, then shit, it is what it is. All right. But ideally, you know, you don't really want that to be a companion, because, I mean, the black woman, she's trash, bro. Like, I mean, I know from firsthand experience, man. I mean, I met a chick at the bar last week, man, and the rest is history. And I'll just say the rest is history, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, go try to spin it and say, well, if I wouldn't drink it, we wouldn't have vibed. Yeah, bitch, you done this. And you hang around Edomites. Like, you trash. Get the fuck out my spot. And that makes them so undesirable. And then 10 years from now, when they totally destroyed, they had the career. The only thing they got is their career and their dog. And now all of a sudden you have to make it up to them, and you have to meet their qualifications in order to partake in their livelihoods. Like, y'all through, man. Okay, because y'all not being taught to be wives in your 20s. You know, you were taught to go to school, be a hoe, get a career, make your money, ride the ride, monkey branch, and then settle down in your 30s, 4 kids later. And then when you all used up and no good, nobody wants to deal with you. Then your attitude is horrible. Okay? This is one chick I know, I've been knowing for some time, and we're not friends or anything like that. But she's an attractive young lady, I will admit. It's kind of like a secret attraction there, but I don't really like her because for the simple fact she has a nasty, nasty attitude. And it's just like, you're just angry. And I assume that somebody must have fucked her over. I don't know. But, you know, me, I would never date her because she has 3 kids, for real. You know, she would be recreational uses only. But regardless of it, I wouldn't deal with her because for the simple fact, she just nasty for no reason. You know, and dealing with a woman like that, that would get you in a world of that would get you in a world of chaos because there's so many niggas that follow behind this wicked, evil woman. You know what I'm saying? And you may say, well, why would you like it? She wicked and evil. I never said I would date her. All right? There's one thing about an attraction to something you see physically and something you want to deal with. She is a woman I will never take serious in that regard. But there's so many men that be on her tip to the point that an argument with her would spark off a riot. You know what I'm saying? That's just something you don't want to have to deal with because she's the type of woman that would make you slap the lips off her face because she has an attitude. But then again, under the right authority, she'll get in order. For certain. But we ain't got that kind of time to play with y'all. You see? But I say that to say this. I seen her last week. When I was out doing, running my errands and stuff. I seen her, stopped and grabbed some food. And we didn't say anything to each other because it ain't like that. You know, we just see each other in passing. But she see how Jake get down. You know what I'm saying? She knows, like, Jake is on her own game. So she don't really say nothing, but the point is the attitude. You know, she didn't have all them damn kids, and she had a decent attitude, and, you know, Jacob probably gave her a shot, but it's not going to go down like that because the attitude, and that's basically what she is saying. Okay, your attitudes are horrible, and then you got the so-called white woman, you know, the younger ones that kind of gravitate towards that nigga stench too. Okay, because one thing about these Edomite women too, brothers, is that when they get 2 or 3 more Jakes that gets up in them, then they just become a new black woman, bro, and they're just horrible. Especially these little white, these white Edomites or these Edomites here in Kansas City. Okay, this is probably some of the worst people you can date in the country. It's right here in Kansas City. And I say that with extreme confidence, man, because I've come across some nasty, condescending Edomite chicks, man. You know, like the Edomite chick here, they have that high and mighty attitude to the point only how you can talk to them is if you over 6 feet, extremely muscular and like a ball player type Jake, man. I didn't have Edomite bitches try to size me up, man. I'm like you know what I do to you, you know. But then, you know, Edomite chicks, they like Dylan too, they like Jake too. You know, they fuck with a lot of Jakes out here too, man. But it's just a crazy. We just got to get up out of here, man. You know. But peep this black woman, she said, I'm a black woman, and she is absolutely correct. I am not that way, but I've definitely been around a lot of black women that are that way. And this, everybody is saying this. So the scriptures go into when 2 or 3 witnesses are in the midst, let every word be established. The whole world is experiencing the wickedness and the disrespect and the malfunction and the dysfunction of this so-called black woman. And the white woman is calling you out, and the white woman is shitting on you 10 to 1. Okay, she's shitting on you in the gym. She's shitting on you with attitude. She's shitting on you with looks. She's shitting on you body-wise, diet-wise, health-wise, financial-wise. Keisha, you are losing. And Esau, you are losing because your woman want us. And you in the height of your power. I show you right there, man. Esau is losing because that's the sign of a kingdom going down. When your woman goes with the enemy, then you lost. You a done deal, bro. Okay? One more precept and I end it. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where's Yahweh thy power? It says, my eyes should behold her, now she should be trodden down as the mire of the streets, man. So you Keishas out there, you Negroes, Latino, and Native American women out there, there's going to come a time that the Most High is going to raise up this man, the Israelite man, before you, and all the wickedness, all the backstabbing, the betrayal, the disrespect, all that you've put forth to afflict your men with the approval of this damn devil, you are going to be ashamed. And in Jacob's trouble, when this economy fails, you ain't going to have no brothers or no men, especially the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to come to your aid in that day. It's not going to happen. You're on your own, Keisha. Okay, you're on your own. You and your 5-6 kids by 6 baby daddies. You on your own. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you will edify into the next lesson. Shalom.